Now we need to understand the circulations. Coming to circulation, there are essentially two components of circulation. One is pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation deals with blood exchange between heart and lungs. In science language, the system of transportation of deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs to be resaturated with oxygen before being dispersed into the systemic circulation. For our understanding, it deals with blood exchange between heart and lungs. If you see here in this diagram, you can see that pulmonary artery is going to lungs from the heart, which is carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs. On the right hand side, we have pulmonary vein, which is coming from lungs to the heart. It is carrying oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. So whatever the blood exchange happening between lungs and heart, that we are calling it as pulmonary circulation. We have one more circulation, that is systemic circulation. Systemic circulation is very simple. It deals with blood exchange between heart and the body. It supplies oxygenated blood from left heart to the rest of the body and returns deoxygenated blood from the body back to the right heart. I will show you the next picture. You will understand what is right heart, what is left heart, 4 chambers of the heart, parts of the heart. If you see that picture, you will clearly understand how this beautiful system is working. In case of pulmonary circulation, it deals with only oxygenated blood and oxygenated blood between lungs and heart. But in case of systemic circulation, it deals with oxygen and nutrients both. Means it carries oxygen and nutrients to the cells and picks up carbon dioxide and waste products. Let's understand in detail about both the circulations. Let's jump into pulmonary circulation. If you understand this, you will come to understand how the entire this deoxygenated, oxygenated and nutrients supply to the cells. All these things you can understand here. Pulmonary circulation functions. If you see this picture here, deoxygenated, oxygenated. If you see this picture, deoxygenated blood from the lower half of the body enters the heart from the inferior vena cava. Can you see this? I have mentioned number 1 at the bottom. Blue color. So here oxygenated blood from the lower half of the body enters the heart from the inferior vena cava. See, heart is situated, you know where the heart is situated. It is situated exactly at the center of the body. We have some part of the body, upper part of the body is above the heart and lower part of the body is below the heart. So heart has to supply blood to both the body parts, upper part and below part. So here blood enters the heart from 2 places. You can see here, inferior vena cava at the bottom and superior vena cava at the top. this is 1 and that is 2. We have two places, two veins you can tell, because it veins will carry deoxygenated blood to the heart. We have two veins that carries deoxygenated blood from upper part and lower part. Deoxygenated blood from the upper body is delivered to the heart via superior vena cava. You can see I have mentioned number 2. Both the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava empty blood into the right atrium. Right atrium is mentioned 3, number 3. You can see here, blood enters here. Deoxygenated blood from our body. Whatever the carbon dioxide released from every part of our body, that rushes here in the right atrium. Then what happens? Blood flows through the tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve 4. You can see here, just below the right atrium, tricuspid valve. You can see I have marked with white arrow. Okay, blood flows through tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. It then flows through the pulmonary valve 6. Can you see? I have mentioned here pulmonary valve 6. Right ventricle is 5. Pulmonary valve is 6. It then flows into the pulmonary artery, that is 7, before being delivered to the lungs. So deoxygenated blood from the body, it is entering into the right atrium through inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. Once blood enters into the right atrium, this is the one of the 4 chambers of heart. You can see we have 4 chambers of heart: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. Right atrium is denoted by number 3. Left atrium have 4 chambers in the heart. One is right atrium, which is denoted by number 3, and right ventricle denoted by number 5, left ventricle and left atrium. So deoxygenated blood first it enters into the right atrium through inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. Then from right atrium through tricuspid valve, it enters into the right ventricle. Once the blood enters into the right ventricle, it is pumped through the pulmonary artery denoted by number 7. Through pulmonary artery, it will enter into the lungs. So whatever here it is denoted, I have marked. You can you can compare with the these arrow marks. So deoxygenated blood came into the right atrium, right ventricle, then through the pulmonary artery it is going into the lungs. While in the lungs, blood diverges into the numerous pulmonary capillaries where it releases carbon dioxide and is replenished with oxygen. If you see here, number 7, pulmonary artery. Through pulmonary artery, blood is going into the lungs. If you see this picture here, it will go into the pulmonary capillaries. Here it will release carbon dioxide and is replenished with oxygen. Once fully saturated with oxygen, the blood is transported via pulmonary veins into the left atrium, which pumps blood through the mitral valve and into the left ventricle. Here, oxygenated blood comes back from lungs to the heart through pulmonary veins. I have denoted with number 9. So from there it will enter into the left atrium. Through left atrium, again it enters into the left ventricle via mitral valve. Mitral valve is denoted with number 10 and left ventricle you can see number 11. Now what happened is deoxygenated blood is pumped from heart to the lungs. There it got oxygenized. Oxygenated blood again came back to the heart through left atrium into the left ventricle. Now this oxygenated blood, heart will supply again back to the body. With a powerful contraction, the left ventricle expels oxygen-rich blood through the aortic valve and into the aorta. If you see here, aortic valve, I have mentioned number 12. Through this valve, oxygenated blood enters through this valve into the aorta. You can see we have above you can see here we have aorta mentioned number 13. Here 3 arteries are there. This will go to the entire body. Oxygen rich blood through the aortic valve number 12 and into the aorta number 13. Through aorta it will supply to the entire body. So what pulmonary circulation is, it will receive deoxygenated blood from the body. It will give deoxygenated blood, it will pump deoxygenated blood to the lungs and it gets oxygenated. Once oxygen blood comes back to the heart, this oxygen blood is supplied to the entire body. It will pump from the heart to the entire body. Once it does, pulmonary circulation completes. It receives deoxygenated blood, it oxygenizes the blood and it will supply it to the entire body. Once this pulmonary circulation completes by pumping the oxygenated blood through the aorta, this is the beginning of systemic circulation. Here the pulmonary circulation completes. It received deoxygenated blood, it is pumping back oxygenated blood from the heart. Systemic circulation. So let's understand what is systemic circulation. As I already said, systemic circulation deals with blood exchange between heart and the body. Now the blood is pumped from heart to the entire body. Here, to understand technically, the left ventricle denoted by number 11 pumps oxygen rich blood through aortic valve denoted by number 12 into the main artery aorta denoted by number 13. From aorta it is supplied to the body. The blood travels from the main artery to larger and smaller arteries and into the capillary network. This blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the cells and picks up carbon dioxide and waste products the deoxygenated blood returns to the right heart via large veins known as vena cava, which I denoted by number 1 and 2. So that's about systemic circulation. We understood that systemic circulation deals with blood exchange between heart and body, where in case of pulmonary circulation it deals with blood exchange between heart and lungs. In pulmonary circulation, what it exchanges is it will give the carbon dioxide, it will release the carbon dioxide in the lungs and takes oxygen from lungs to the heart, and the same oxygen is supplied by systemic circulation throughout the body. Along with that, it will supply nutrients to the entire cells and organs of the body. Once the oxygen and nutrients are supplied to the cells and organs of the body, it will release carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is carried by blood back to the heart, and the heart will carry again back to the lungs. That's why it is called as circulatory system. It will be keep on circulating. This phenomenon will keep on happening. That's why heart is called as a restless organ. There is no rest for heart. It will be keep on working. It will be keep on pumping the blood. It will be keep on receiving blood from the body. It will keep on receiving deoxygenated blood from the body and gets oxygenated in the lungs. Again gets back the oxygenated blood from the lungs to back to the heart, and it supplies oxygenated blood throughout the body. Again blood gets deoxygenated and again it comes back to the heart. This cycle will not stop. That's why we call it as circulatory system. This circulation will be keep on happening. Now let's look into the organ system interactions. What we understood is the circulation. Now interaction. Which all the organ systems this system is going to interact with. Heart interacts with different organs in the body. What are those organs? What it does? One organ we understood, lungs. It will exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. Second system we have digestive system. Like in stomach, blood will rush into the stomach. It will pick up the nutrients produced by the food that we eat. We eat the food. What happens next? It will digest. It will release the nutrients. These nutrients will be picked by the blood. Blood will carry all these nutrients along with it and flows throughout the body to supply these nutrients to entire body. So the second interaction is with digestive system. It will pick up the nutrients and flows throughout the body. Third, excretory system. Kidneys will filter cellular waste out of the blood. Blood is filtered to remove toxins and some water. Then fourth system, that is lymphatic system. This is to transport things to and from cells that we have already studied. Fifth, immune system. It will transport WBCs, white blood cells, throughout the body to fight against the disease. As we know, blood is supplied throughout the body. But along with blood, we will be having WBC, RBC, platelets. But here, what we need to understand is the interaction with immune system is it will transport the WBCs throughout the body to fight against the disease. Next is nervous system. Brain controls heartbeat, heartbeat regulation and blood pressure. And one more system we have, endocrine system. It will transport the hormones. Kidneys and lungs have a close relationship with the cardiovascular system, where kidneys filter through blood to take out the waste and get it eventually out of the body. In case of lungs, breathes in oxygen and gives it to the blood for circulatory system to carry out the body, and takes unneeded carbon dioxide from the blood and breathes that out. So it has interaction with almost all the systems like nervous system, that is brain, respiratory system, that is lungs, excretory system, and endocrine system, lymphatic system, immune system, digestive system. Apart from skeletal system and reproductive system and integumentary system, it has interaction with almost all the organ systems. Now the question is, it doesn't have any interaction with skeletal system. Then what skeletal system does? What skeletal system will do to the circulatory system? Do you know what skeletal system will do? It will protect the heart. How? Bone marrows produces red blood cells. Where red blood cells are produced? It is produced in the bone marrows. So the skeletal system will give red blood cells, that is RBCs, to the circulatory system. Heart has interaction with all these organs, lungs, digestive system, excretory system, lymphatic, immune system, nervous system, and endocrine system. Out of all these, we have studied a very interesting subject, that is circulatory system, how circulation happens in our body. That is all fine. Now, what you understood from the circulatory system? Whatever the air that you inhale, that is very important. Whatever the food that you eat, that is really important, because in the circulatory system, whatever that you inhale, whatever the air you inhale, that will be carried by the blood and it will supply throughout the body. You don't know what you will inhale. It will carry and it will supply throughout the body. Whatever you eat, carry the nutrients from it and it will supply throughout the body. Inhale the nascent oxygen that is available in the morning. Have a healthy food and keep your immune system very strong and be healthy, live healthy. That's all about pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation and organ system interactions. Don't miss the next video where we study about coronary artery disease and coronary circulation. Hit the subscribe button and join our community of knowledge seekers. Don't miss out on our future insights and tutorials. Click the bell icon to stay updated.